Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So the other day I was cruising through my channel and somebody had asked me if my solution for wiping out the numbers, which is my alcohol and 50% alcohol, 50%, or the other half, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. The alcohol is 50%. There's like 75%, 90%, that sort of thing. This is 50% in here. And then the 1-to-1 ratio is water. So it's watered down alcohol, right? So the question that they asked was, does your solution work on a cardboard Paintbynumber? I said, When I first started doing Paintbynumbers, that's how they came. When I would drag my mom to either Kmart or T-Way, or we used to have this store called Grant's in Elwood, Indiana. And they were printed on cardboard. But the paints were also oil paintings. And they would take forever to dry. You could do a couple numbers and you'd have to let it dry. I was a kid and I was impatient, and I would try really hard to keep my hand out of the paint and keep the cat out of the paint, all that stuff. So anyway, so I thought I'd give it a try. So what I have here is, so I had to search a little bit to see who still does Paintbynumbers on cardboard. And the one that came up the most was these guys here. It's called Dimensions. And so I thought I would give it a try. It's cute. I got a small one. So I thought I would give it a try. So let's see what's in here. Okay. All right. So you have like one brush, and I'm trying to pull it up, and I kind of pulled some of the tape off the back of my painting. It's weird. So they give you a brush, and it is the ones that are wood. I prefer, I know I shouldn't say, right off, prefer something. I prefer the plastic, so that if I let this thing sit in the water, which sometimes I do, my brushes, I know you probably shouldn't let them sit like that, then the wood doesn't get kind of like start soaking up the water and get nasty. But here's the paintbrush that you have, and you can see the camera can focus a little bit. There it goes. The end, it's got a little plastic thing. Just take those off. What I do as soon as I touch the brush's bristles, I kind of like, I don't know, just kind of fan them out a little bit, because they're usually stuff from sitting in a warehouse somewhere. Okay, so let me see. I'm curious if it says. It has the paints in a lot of different. I was just curious. I was looking to see where it was made at. It is actually made in the U.S., so that's cool. Brunswick, PA. But then below that it says made in Taiwan. Okay. The brand is in PA, but it's made in Taiwan. Okay. All right, that's okay. Okay, so what I have here is I have some instructions here. It looks like it's telling me, so the paints are acrylics. They create a rich looking painting while being quick drying and easy to use. Best of all, they clean up with water. That's good to know. So they've got some instructions here, and they have the instructions in a ton of different languages, which is nice. They also have what I call a legend. They call it the key, or they got the legend up here, and then, or the chart. They call it a chart. I always call it the legend. Then they have a chart down here in regards to the paint. So go. And then we have our cute little painting, which is on a cardboard. It's not soup. It's, you know, cardboard. We'll see here. All right. That over there. So what else we got in here? And my paints are kind of like stuck to the inside of the box. I guess it keeps them from running around a lot. Okay. So I have, that's it. All right. So I have, these are different looking. There you go. Okay, so I have, here's what they look like. They're in like a cute little, I don't know, like twisty thing. Huh. Oh, they come undone. Oh, that's nice. There you go. I guess so you can hold them. Some people like to hold their paints while they, and then the numbers are on the edge there. I don't know if you can see that. You see the, there you go. You can kind of see the numbers. So there's some type of numbers on there. There's 2 of these. And this, I believe, is one of those where you have to mix your paints. There's that one. I'm looking at the chart, and they have, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the little paint thingies with the numbers, I'm so sorry you guys can't see that as well as I would like for you to. I'm holding my hand up, which people do to get it to focus. Okay. The camera is not wanting to focus on that very well. I'll try it on my camera down here for you guys. So it's got 11, 12, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're in a kind of weird numeric order. And then, oh, here it is. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're in numeric order. And it looks like when I do A is a little bit of 1 and 2. So these 2 is for A. I've never done any of them like this. I've been painting for years and I've never had to mix my paints. Okay. And then there's also numbers on here. I mean, there's just like a straight 1 and a straight 2 and a straight 12, and then there's like K. Okay, well, let's okay. I had to look at that for a minute or two. All right, so let's switch you down here so you guys can see what it is I'm doing down here. I think I'm going to grab one of my little palettes that I can mix paint in, and that will kind of help with that mixing thing. So, and I will also see if the numbers will erase with my mixture here. So give me just a second to get set up down here. This is going to take a second or two. And then I'll film down here and I'll talk you through what we're doing down here. Okay, just a minute. Okay, all right, let me see here. Let me situate it here. I'm kind of surprised they didn't send, get you guys situated here. Wanted something, they got little tiny ones and I was trying to find one, but I couldn't find one. These, you can get them cheap as dirt. I sell them everywhere. Alright, I got my instructions here, and I have their brush. We'll see how long I last with their brush. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually going to put, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm going to put this chart here in front of me so it's easy for me to see. Okay, so you guys can see the chart right there. Okay. All right. I'll leave here. Okay. So I'm thinking that it might be easier to do, like, I don't normally paint like this, like do all the ones and then all the twos and all that sort of thing. So here's one down here. You can see this is one. I'm going to, yeah, maybe. Okay, so that's one. And let's see what one looks like on here. Alright, there's a walnut. Alright, guys. Okay, so I finished up the birds and it was okay. It wasn't one of my favorites. When I first started doing paint by numbers, this is how they came. They were on cardboard. And then when I started doing paint by numbers, when I picked it back up later in life and doing them currently, most of them are on canvases. It's just a preference thing at this point. I did utilize this quite a bit in mixing my paints. You can see where I had the P and the R and that sort of thing. And then some of the ones that I used quite often, I cleaned out one of these little guys and mixed the paints in so that I could get to them anytime I want. I like these. And I absolutely fell in love with the brush. This little guy here, oh my gosh. I would buy one of these kits to have the brush. I know that sounds crazy, but you could do the little wings and everything so easily with this brush. I'll probably be using the brush again on other projects. And I'm curious to see if that brush will work well on a canvas. I'll let you know. But the reason I got this was somebody had posed a question to me that asking if to erase the number using my alcohol water concoction mixture would work on this, and it did. But you have to rub really easy to get the number off because this is paper and this is water. So water and paper, if you get a lot of water on paper, it turns it back into the pulp like it was when it was being made into paper. But it did work. But the paints were very, very thin, and I would have had to rub out like every number on here. And that just, to me, is a bit much. So I went back to the old-fashioned of putting coats after coats after coats, and you can see where I did quite a few coats. I can still see the number. I can see the A there. If you stand back and look at it, it looks pretty good. If you get really, really, really close, it's kind of so-so. I did not go to the extra length of filling in the gray spots. It said you could leave them or you could fill them out or do whatever you want to. I did put a little white for the bird's eyes. I did do several coats in this section here, and you can still see the little white spots. And because it dried so fast that covering the white was a lot of work, actually. You can see where I did multiple coats and I still have white showing through. This one took me a while to do, and you can see, I don't know how well the camera's picking this up or not. I don't know if I get closer to it. Oh, that will show. I mean, it looks good on camera, and I'm thinking standing back it will look good, but looking up close, I can see where the errors are. Well, not so much errors, but where I probably should have put even more paint on those different areas. And what would happen was I would mix the paint, and I would, and I'd go about my day, and then I'd of course come back and it'd be all dried up. Of course, it's just the way it happens. And the mixing of the paint at first was kind of fun, and you had to follow this to a T. Then after a while, it was like, I don't know. I found myself wanting to go back to the canvas painting versus this type. Like I said, it's just a preference on what you want to do and how. If you like these, that's fine. If you don't, I think that's fine also. They're just different. And you would be, if by chance your paper got lost or you took it out thinking I'm not going to need it, you would find you would need it, and you always need the paper nearby to do the alphabet, and that's what this is down here. The mixing wasn't bad. What I would do is the two that I were mixing together quite often, I would kind of link them together like this, and I would, at the very end, I was mixing it in the lids versus this thing here. So there you have it. I don't know that I would buy another one. I have a pretty good stash over there. I'm wanting to get back to the canvas. I didn't realize how much I love painting on a canvas. So there you have it. All right, so yeah, I will put some other cute little pictures of this. I'll take some still pictures of it with the camera, and we'll get this posted, and that's about it. Hi, it's me, and I just was filming down below on this one over here. And if you're liking this type of content, I would appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button right down there. I would really, really appreciate it. Ring the bell and give me thumbs up if you can. So I will see you soon in my next video. And like I said, I'm looking forward to getting back to painting on just canvas. So it's just a preference thing. If you love it, you love it. You might like it. And then again, you may not buy another one. But I would buy another one just to have their brush. Their brush is fantastic. And I'll let you know if it, and it might be where the brush is only good on their painting, could possibly be, in their paints. I will let you know how this brush does on just a regular canvas and paint. So I'll let you know. That'll be a follow-up. All right, so as always, please go out there, be great, be awesome, and do your thing. And if you're wanting to do YouTube, give it a try. Fire up the camera. I'm sure you got a camera on your phone. You can do one of those. These webcams are pretty cheap. Camcorders are fairly cheap these days. You can buy some expensive cameras. And maybe in time I will buy a more expensive camera. We'll see. So, but until then, I'm using what I got and loving every minute of it. All right, so enough of all that silly stuff. So I will see you in my next video, and talk to you soon. Bye.